Knowify's time tracking features can help give you reporting on how far along you are in your projects and how much you're spending in labor costs. Starting in the overview screen, you'll be able to see how many hours each employee has submitted so far this week. It'll be summarized in each day, and anyone who's submitted less than 8 hours in a day will be highlighted in orange. To get the time into the system, you click where it says Enter Time at the top of the screen. Any jobs you're scheduled on will show up first, and to enter your time, simply click the day, enter how many hours you'd like to submit for that day. You can also write in a description of the work so whoever's reviewing can see, and submit. If it's a job you're not scheduled on, clicking Add New Activity will let you search for the correct project, select it, and submit hours for that day as well. You can add as many jobs here as you'd like to split up the time accordingly. You also have the ability to check whether or not the time is billable if you're working on time materials job and need to track the cost but not invoice the client. Once the time is entered, clicking Save and Submit will send them out for review. If you're given the permission, you'll also have the ability to enter time for other employees by selecting their name at the top of the screen. The same flow will prompt you for which job the hours are for and how many you're submitting. These permissions will also give you access to what we call the foreman view, which you'll see at the top of the screen. This way, instead of pulling up an individual employee's timesheet, I'll pull up a job, and it'll show me all of the employees, starting with which ones are scheduled, so I can enter their time in this section. You'll see that if we move to the next day, these employees are still scheduled, and I can enter all of their time at once, as opposed to pulling up each individual employee's timesheet, pulling up the job, and then entering the time. We'll submit at the bottom of the screen, and it'll go in for review. You also have the option to enter a description on these entries if necessary. Next, in the check-in and out view, we'll be able to see any entries that are submitted by checking in and checking out on the smartphone app. It breaks down what day it was submitted, who submitted the time, what project and phase, and then their time in and location and their time out and location, so you can see if these employees were actually at the job site. It also totals up the number of hours, shows you what type of device they're using, and whether or not this time has been approved yet. Offline entries will show you this icon so you know that the employee didn't have service when checking in. Clicking Add New Entry here will let you manually enter a check-in and check-out time for an employee if they didn't punch in and punch out with their phone, but you still need these times. I can put in the check-in time, and now they'll have the ability to check themselves out in the field. However, we also have the ability to manually check them out from the office if they've forgotten to do it on their phone. You can see that we also show which entries were submitted in the office. All of these submitted entries will go to the review time section. This is where all submitted entries can be viewed, approved, deleted, or edited as necessary. To get a more specific breakdown of this, you can filter everything out by date, or you can type in either a job or an employee name here to filter out to more specific entries. To approve time, you check the box next to the entry and click Approve Time at the top of the screen. You'll also have the ability to make mass adjustments to what job time entries are for in case you need to do more than one at a time. Just click multiple boxes on the left. Or you can delete entries if they were made in error. To adjust single entries at a time, you can click the Edit button on the right-hand side of each entry. This will let you change the job if you need to. You can also change the number of hours and the cost, or whether or not it's billable. And entries submitted with the smartphone app will also give you their time in and time out, and any comments they entered when they were submitting their time. Hitting the checkbox at the top of the screen will let you approve all entries at once. And if you need to edit any existing entries that have already been approved, click Show Reviewed, and clicking the arrow on the right-hand side of the screen will unapprove an entry so you can make adjustments and reapprove it later on. If you have any other questions on managing time or anything else in Knowify, please don't hesitate to reach out to support@knowify.com and we're happy to help you.